best to Rachel and those 9 kids of yours. Good luck with Christmas shopping. I appreciate it.
David.
Let's check the futures and bring in Michael Lee. Michael, you, as a lot of people, a lot of fans of yours know, are a Super Bowl, but we saw a huge turnaround in the markets yesterday after Omicron news. What spooks the markets more, getting to the point that Sean and I were talking about? Is it the virus itself or the government's reaction to the virus?
Well, I think any sell-off related to COVID shutdowns or COVID-related issues are overdone and irrational. I think the threat comes from Jerome Powell, but I don't necessarily think that he's going to get overly aggressive. I think, as Sean Duffy just mentioned, none of these policies are based in science. If they're only applied to certain people, this is all for optics, and it exists because the Biden administration is flailing in the polls, and this administration has turned into a complete dumpster fire.
But if we go so far as to have quarantines, if we go so far, God forbid, as to have lockdowns, which some people are suggesting, we've already seen the New York governor try to cancel elective surgeries far before the science suggested that was necessary. I mean, we see these knee-jerk reactions by public officials. Doesn't that spook the markets?
Yeah, that in my mind creates a buying opportunity. None of these measures are based in any sort of science, and so you can have certain blue governors.
But they can have economic effects.
You know, they can in certain circumstances, but I don't see it being a real knock-on. The history of these viruses is that they want to live forever, so they become much more contagious. However, they become much less deadly. And everything that we're seeing across the world is this variant is following that routine. And I think it's going to be hard to put up and hard to keep up in really lockdown states. Maybe they want to have these quarantines. I don't know that the CDC has a legal authority to enforce that on U.S. citizens coming back in the country. Maybe that'll play out in the courts. Maybe it won't. But I'm a buyer right here. You just saw the
What are you buying?
Index go. Oh, I'm buying tech. I think the NASDAQ sold off really hard yesterday. It's down today. You want to step in and buy your favorite tech names. I love NVIDIA. NVIDIA's down over 10% from its high. And if anything, if this slows supply chains down further, that's a benefit to them because they're going to be dealing with extended backlog for years to come from this chip shortage. So I'd be adding NASDAQ, or you could just buy the S&P 500 outright right here. I think this is a golden opportunity. There's a wall of cash to sideline, $4.5 trillion in cash to sidelines, $1 trillion of announced buybacks. So I think this is your opportunity. It's always best to buy when it's ugliest and when there's the most fear.
Okay, Michael Lee, thank you very much. And to Michael's point, it is getting uglier out there.